I have gained well over 12 sizes since I met my husband. I was a size 14 when I was 150 pounds. And if I had realized at the time I only have 20 pounds to lose and I'll be at my goal. For my weight, for my height, I'm supposed to be like 130 to 142 or something. And I may never get down to that. I may, but I may not. Because I've been overweight pretty much my whole life, whether it be just by a little bit or by 130 pounds, I'm sure I've probably got pretty big bones. So, pretty heavy bones. So, I don't think that I will get down that far as weight-wise is concerned, as far as number-wise. But I would love to be down in the single digits in my jeans. You know, a size 9 would be perfect. Like, that is just, I can't imagine being down in single numbers. I mean, the last time I saw single numbers, I was in a girl's pair of jeans, when I was a kid. And that was before I went up to juniors, because I went from a kid's 9 to a women's 12. I've always been big. When I was a teenager, when I was about 17, I weighed about 140 pounds. And even then, I was still kind of pudgy, when I met my husband. I was still kind of pudgy a little bit, but nothing major. I was wearing a size 14, size 12, somewhere in there. And that was my scrawny teenager stage. How most kids, they may be kind of pudgy and they hit this growth spurt and they're real scrawny until they hit adult size. And I'm still waiting on that. So, my scrawny teenager stage was still pudgy. And I wish I had seen, if I could go back and knowing what I know now, I would have never let it get this far. I don't know why or how it got this far. I wasn't very disciplined ever in food choices and things like that. And, we do have fat genes in our family, where all the women in my family are large. And, that's just the way that was another card I was handed. And I have to deal with it. I've got several options for losing weight. I can diet. I can exercise. I love to walk. I love to ride bikes. I don't know. I still haven't bought a bicycle yet. I'm kind of undecided on that. I've got a pretty torn up back. So I'm not sure that I would be able to handle a bicycle yet until I lose some weight. So right now I'm just working on just diet. Once I get my diet under control and I can keep it and not forget that I'm on a diet, or not have control over what I eat, because I'm not going to say I'm never going to cheat again, like that I'm never going to have a dessert again, or I'm never going to have a soda again, or Starbucks, because y'all, I miss Starbucks so bad. It is terrible. So, I'm not going to say that I'm never going to do it again, but as far as things like Starbucks, they've got fat-free milk. I don't have to have the extra sugar in there. Things like that are the things that I need to concentrate on doing. It's not necessarily completely cutting out all of that. It's just knocking it down a notch and just watching what I eat more and making better choices and controlling it instead of saying, oh, well, tomorrow's a new day, I can start again tomorrow. Because it's not going to work that way. I'm just going to gain weight that way. And so once I get that under control, then I'm going to start really exercising. At the time, I do work 2 jobs and like 70 hours a week. So I don't really have a whole lot of time to do much of anything but work and sleep. So once I get the diet under control, then I'll start adding more things into my life. Because I do want to exercise. I really do. I mean, there's so many things that I want to do. I just don't have time or the discipline to do it. And I'm going to start having the discipline in my diet. I'm going to start having the discipline in my budget to pay for these dentures. I have already started saving. At the beginning of the year, we've got, open enrollment coming up soon, so I'll be able to hopefully choose a dental plan that my dentist will take, and possibly not have to pay out of pocket completely for the dentures. And some things I've started doing with my budget, I use a online program called Mint.com, Mint.com. They are like Quicken books, and you could do everything from there. I haven't run into anything that I can't do from there. It's a secure website. It's done by Quicken. So it's a whole lot easier. I can see every transaction on that, and that really helps me keep up with my finances. But that to keep up with my budget and to almost put money in little different places, like imaginary envelopes. I have envelopes for everything. I have envelopes for rent, electricity, things like that. And, all this money goes in there. And I put on there how much the bill is, how much I paid out, and how much I still have in that envelope. If I put $300 over for my electricity bill, because it's usually close to $300 in the summertime, if I put $300 over there and my bill is only $260, I'm going to leave that $40 alone and leave it in there, because just in case something happens, just in case we get another heat wave come through Florida, in November, and our bill goes back up because our air conditioner's running constantly. Things like that. I'm really, really getting tight on my budget. Another thing that I'm doing is coupons. And I know that might sound crazy to some of you guys, but I buy like 8 papers, and I'm printing some coupons online, and if you mix those coupons with store deals, you get stuff pretty damn cheap, constantly. The last time I went to the grocery store, I spent $80 and saved $100 at Publix. So I walked out of there with $180 worth of stuff for $80. And a lot of it is stuff that I've not stocked up on, like hoarding, or like that show you see, Extreme Couponers. That's where I got the idea from. I didn't even pay any attention to coupons really before, unless it was something that I just happened to see, like pizza coupons or whatever in the Mint magazine that comes in the mail. But I never really paid too much attention to it, and I don't expect to get everything for free like they do on the TV show. But it has also taught me a lot on how to use coupons, and none of our stores down here really double coupons. There is a store way, way, way out there, and I have to drive way too far. But a lot of the stuff, is stuff that we'll use. I mean, it's not stuff that I say I would typically buy, but it's stuff that we'll use. A lot of the things that we buy for the food in our household is really quick stuff, frozen pizzas and quick stuff, because my husband and I are almost never together at home at night at the same time, because he works and so do I. We work opposite shifts, so it can be really, really difficult to try to plan a meal. Now, when we are home together, then we'll cook a 4-course meal. And instead of making better choices on what I make for dinner, I'll have a meat, and then we'll have a starch, and, we'll have another starch, and then maybe a vegetable. Maybe. But 9 times out of 10, we're having steak and mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese. Because that's just who we are. So, even if I made a meal like that, I could still make a better choice and control my portions and not go back for that second plate. So I'm completely miserable by the end of the night, and I can't hardly move. I can make better choices. So I just wanted to share those quotes with you and let you guys know a little bit more about me, and that I'm really trying, really, really, really trying to succeed in these 2 goals. There's nothing that I want more out of life right now other than this weight to come off and my dentures to be done. And nobody's going to do it for me. I have to do this for myself. And if somebody else did it for me, I don't know that I would appreciate it as much. I'm not the type of person, I've never had a single thing handed to me. I've always had to work for everything that I've ever gotten. Everything that I've ever had, I've had to work for it. So this is no different. I have to work for this. I have to really, really want it for me, and I have to do it. And I'm really excited about it, and it's going to work. And with these videos, they hold me more accountable as far as weight loss is concerned, and I'm not really worried about it. I've got this. It's gonna happen. So I'm really excited about it. So yeah, I don't know how long I've been talking. I told you this one was gonna be long. Another thought that came to mind earlier. Sorry, I almost let y'all go. Another thought that came to mind earlier is for the people who are afraid to get dentures because they think that maybe they'll sound strange or whatever because they have to get used to talking again with the dentures. I happened to think about something earlier today, and I remembered that when I had my tongue pierced, I had to learn how to talk again. With it in my mouth. I had to learn how to eat because I couldn't take it out for I think it was 6 weeks that you couldn't take it out at all, ever, the first 6 weeks, and then you could take it out and clean it or change it or whatever. And I've had it in since I was 18. And most people don't see it because it's far enough back. To where most people don't even see it unless I laugh real big or, something like that. So, because I had to learn how to talk again with it in my mouth, I am absolutely not worried about learning to talk again with the dentures. Not at all. And so, any of you who just happen to have your tongue pierced, whether it be a long time ago or whatever, remember that. Remember that you had to learn how to talk again. You remember you had to learn how to eat again. And there's still some things that I would rather not eat with with the piercing in my tongue, with the ring in, because things like really fine pasta is hard to eat because it gets stuck around it. So I just take it out and I eat, and then I put it back in later. But it feels so strange to not have it in there that I almost talk funny without it. Because I'm always feeling for it and it's not there. So just remember that. Anytime you've had anything happen to your body, whether it be intentional or not, remember that you had to maybe change your lifestyle around just for a little while until you got used to it. Maybe you had to do things a different way. Maybe whether it was traumatic or not, something happened. You broke your nose somehow. You fell, you hit your face, you broke your nose. And you had to learn not to touch your nose for however long. Or, things like that. You broke your finger and you got one of them splint things on your finger, and so you walk around like this because your finger is in a splint. You had to learn to live with it for 6 weeks. Things like that. It's not going to be as hard as you may think it is. Because earlier today, when I was thinking about the dentures and how much more I'm going to have in my mouth, because all I've really got are the teeth that you can see. And it really, really got to me. I was like, oh, it's going to be kind of strange having a mouth full of teeth. And, with it covering up my palate on the top of my mouth, on the rack, on the plate, the denture plate, I thought, man, that's going to be a lot to handle in my mouth. And I'm sure it is. I know that it is from seeing the other videos, as have you guys. But it's not going to be that difficult. You will get used to it. Your voice will come back. And as long as your dentures fit okay, you shouldn't have that much of a problem. And that's just my thoughts. I don't have my dentures yet, and other people may think differently. But as far as I know, you should not have a problem once you get used to them. I was talking to my mom earlier about her dentures, and I realized that I don't think I've ever seen her without her dentures in, ever. Maybe a few times, like right after surgery, or no, not even then. I don't really remember her ever having her dentures out. I've seen her take them out and brush them and clean them and things like that, but I've never seen her without her dentures for any more than just taking them out and putting them back in. So, I talked to her about it, and she said that the only time she takes her dentures out is to clean them. So that's the only time she ever takes them out. And she too is going to get a new set of dentures. She's hopefully going to go to the same doctor I do, depending on, how well things go with me. And I really don't think that I'll have a problem at all. But she's actually going to get a new set. She's had her same set since she was 22, better 30 years now, 30 plus years. She's had the same set, and her teeth, I've never really paid that much attention to them, but she said they used to be a lot brighter, they used to be bigger, they've worn down, they're really like thick or whatever, where she can't really chew a lot of things, a lot of meats, things like that. So she's going to get a new set too, and she's pretty excited about it. But, like I've said, she's never once regretted her ever having all of her teeth pulled. They told her no, they didn't want to do it whenever she had her teeth pulled when she was 22. And, that was forever ago. That was 30 years ago. They didn't have, the immediate dentures that they had then were just, they were god-awful expensive. So she waited, I think it was a month and a half or something like that for her permanent ones to come in. And they would not pull all of her teeth at once either. They would, pull quarters of her teeth. And she finally, on the third visit, she talked the doctor into going ahead and pulling that whole side so that she'd get the process done a little faster, so that, she wouldn't have to walk around for that much longer without any teeth. But she's never once regretted it, and I really don't think that I'll regret it. I know there's going to be some emotional aspects, but there's emotional aspects with the teeth that I have now. I mean, just because my teeth are bad doesn't mean that I don't smile. I do smile, but I still cover my mouth sometimes when I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I know that there's going to be some emotional issues with it. As with anything else that's major like that. So I'm not too terribly worried about it. I still have my hopes up and my spirits are high, and I'm really, really getting excited about it. I only have a few more days until the consult. I know when I made the appointment, like I think it was the 25th. That was my parents' anniversary. Whenever I made the appointment, I thought, man, the 15th is going to take forever to get here. I'm never going to make it. It's like waiting on Christmas morning, and I think I'm more nervous about the consult itself than to even think about the extractions and things like that. So, I'll let you guys go. I've been talking for like ever now. So this video is going to take forever to upload. So anyways, but yeah, I just wanted to share those quotes with you and a little bit more about me and the things that I go through in my daily life, and I'm here for y'all if y'all want to talk, and vice versa. I love to see your comments, your inboxes, the other videos that are being made about dentures and weight loss and whatever. So I will see you guys soon on my next video, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And tomorrow is Friday, so have a really great weekend. And I will probably see you guys on Tuesday.